Another weekend messed up for me. Don't know about you, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah, ruined at the first hurdle.
Going live. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody, to FTB Sports Broadcasting. This is your Arsenal fans reaction show. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be out here. If we get to 500 followers, we'll be giving away a free shirt. I'm myself, ST7, hosting the show. We also have G-Man. We also have Crazy Guna and LF Guna here this afternoon. First things first, gentlemen. Let's just start with the first comment, but let's just discuss. I'll leave it on the screen there. Let's just discuss what we saw today. Who wants to go first? Let's get to it.
Well, with regards to,
yeah.
Regards to the comment, I agree with Zach there. With Pepe, he comes in fits and starts. Sometimes he looks like he was coming up to some sort of form, but I don't think he's going to be the £70 million player either. But I'm hoping he gets better.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm fuming, man. Do you know what? Forget Pep as well and looking individual mistakes. I don't know about you three. Are you not pissed with that horseshoe possession football non-stop? Horseshoe,
definitely.
horseshoe, horseshoe. Man, what happened? Call me old-fashioned. What happened to a player that can dribble and beat a man and get a shot on, rather than looking for the extra pass? I don't know, man. Another week.
This is
Passing team.
This is just your typical Arsenal performance, isn't it? Do you know the worst thing is I hate having these 12:30 kickoffs, man. Especially on a Saturday as well. 12:30 kickoffs on a Saturday.
Have you ever won one?
I don't even know the last. You know what? Sometimes it just feels like, even though we had that little run, sometimes I can't even remember. After 2 defeats, when our last win came from. Do you know what I mean? Was it down to good performance or was it just pure luck? Because you see this performance compared to the Wolves performance and you think, okay, cool. The way in the manner of what we lost the game, I was like, okay, cool. You take a lot of positives out of that because you think, you know what? Yeah, we've got screwed over by the ref, the VAR. We can just blame all these things, bring all these things up. But then when you watch a performance like that and you think to yourself, hold on, we had a day extra rest. Villa didn't. We should have been the one to go in to that game thinking, do you know what? On paper, if you look at the squads, we should be winning this game. We should be, whether we're playing at 12:30 or 5:30, we should be winning these games. Okay, fine. Villa are a good side. Let's not take anything away from Villa. You can tell by the way they are this season. But then again, it's just like we're just on a free fall. The moment we lose a game, we just don't know when our next win comes from. And this is the thing that's really baffling me.
You know what? Taking nothing away from Villa, they defended well. We don't defend like that, where Tyrone Mings got his foot to everything. We're giving them the way they waltzed past for the first goal. Like you say about the early kickoff, are they asleep? What's going on? Do you know, man, I am so sick to my stomach with this crap. So you think we're typical 1 step forward, 2 back. And I don't even know who I can say. Do you know what? The Arsenal dominated the game, okay? But we're just looking for this. A bit like how it was in the Wenger years, looking for that perfect goal where you've just passed it through the whole team and the goal's there. What's wrong with having a shot? Do you know what? I don't know. I'll give up because they're winding me up. Pepe's winding me up. I don't even know who. Can you seriously say any one of them players you come out, okay, done all right? Maybe Xhaka and Saka. They were all 6 out of 10s for me. I couldn't say there was one 8 out of 10 player today. I don't know, you boys, mate, because I'm fuming. I'll come up with that and everyone's crap, and I'll be loving it.
We had a lot of the possession, but Martinez didn't have an outstanding game. He didn't have many great saves to make, did he? He had the ball, but he wasn't causing any damage with the ball. Like you say, it's that horseshoe, isn't it? Passing it around, just passing it around, keeping the ball, but you got to have a shot at some point.
Damn right.
And
you know what? You didn't make Martinez work once.
Yeah.
Really, apart from the free kick. Okay.
Yeah.
But
one save.
Do you know, if you are goalie, and he done all right, to be fair.
He did.
He was worked.
Yeah.
He was worked. I
Yeah,
don't know. Are we unfit? I'll tell you another thing. I don't know if you boys noticed it, right? Do you remember, I think it was the 86th, 84th minute, something like that. We got a throw in. No one moved. They're just stagnant. Went to Aubameyang, he got kicked, and I think they nearly scored from it. So what is that? Is that fitness levels? What is it? I don't know.
Looked like desire, really. Like from what I saw, the first half stats would say we had one shot on target from a dead ball position. Who we're playing? You know, we're not playing against Man City away at the Etihad, full house. We're not playing against Liverpool, teams where we probably going to get dominated. We're playing against Aston Villa, like Crazy Goodness said, they played well this season, but realistically, going to Villa and having one shot on target in the first half is not the expectation of a team like Arsenal with the players that we've got and the capabilities, regardless of on form or not. There's some fantastic players in there. Obviously, they're not playing well, but they need to come together as a collective. Like also, what Casey Gooding was touching on earlier on, we took the defeat to Wolves. Obviously, the decisions didn't go our way, but we saw the effort levels from everybody throughout the team. The performance was much better, but today it was just let's just keep the ball. Obviously, we'll just keep it. We're not going to penetrate. We'll just keep the ball. Yeah, it's good for a period of time, but when you're a team like Villa, when you're 1-0 up and you don't need to push out, you don't need to press. Arsenal, everyone having the ball in front of you is what you want. That we're doing exactly what we want, they want, and we're playing into their hands. And that's, second half, we took off 1 or 2, brought an Odegaard. I think he looked okay. His chance was all right, but obviously that might come with match practice. I think he just needed a little bit more, like I said, penetration from the whole team. Willian, I don't know. There's a player in there, I guess, but what's going on with him as well. I really don't know.
The thing is, I would have actually started Odegaard today. Odegaard, I would have started him. Do you know the thing is, when I look at the performance, as you could say, yeah, we'll give it 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 to everyone. But I'm just looking at the stats, and I'm just thinking to myself, our front two, let's just put Aubameyang and Lacazette in there. They're more than £100 million that we spent on them. If I look at the stats here, so Villa had 12 shots to our 14. They had 8 shots on target to our 3. We had 593 passes compared to 312. 86% pass accuracy, and this is the kind of shit show that we do. Do you know what? They think the whole game should just be played in the midfield. That's it. They're trying to create the perfect goal, but they need to know that people have figured out this whole thing of trying to just pass, because the moment I don't blame the lineup. I think that was the best lineup we could have put out there. You could probably say Martinelli or Aubameyang, but I think that probably was the best. I'm not going to blame Arteta for that, but you know what it is as well. When you score a goal in the 90 seconds of a game kicking off, that's your whole planning just out the window. You go out there and you say to him,
you got 90 minutes to get back to. You got 90 minutes. So do you see what I'm saying? I'm going to ask all 3 of you, and it's an uncomfortable question, but I've got to say it, and I love the guy. What the hell is going on with Aubameyang? I don't even think he warrants being on the bench at the moment, because he come on, he offered nothing. Look at Ollie Watkins. Do you see how he tracked back? Was it Bellerin who was going forward? He's run his nuts. What's going on, man? I don't know. You tell me.
Do you know the thing is, when it comes to Aubameyang, it's a very difficult one. Do you know why? Because he's got credit in the bank with Arsenal. What he's done for the past couple of seasons that he's been here, we can't slate him too much. We know, obviously, anybody can have that really bad season. It can be a very up and down. Next game, he can score a hat-trick, and everything will be forgotten again. But I don't think he's that Ollie Watkins kind of striker. He's more of, give me the ball, let me run, and let me try to finish the ball. With Ollie Watkins, he's more of a hold-up. He's more a Lacazette kind of striker. Funny enough, have you not noticed that amount of Arsenal strikers that they don't fit into the mold of that focal point no more? Is Lacazette a focal point at Arsenal front line? I don't think so. Is Aubameyang? Because he's always on the right. He ain't not the focal point no more. you know what I mean?
I get that,
we don't
when you're
invest.
I think when your form's not there, yeah, no matter how good you are, I've got to see 100% work ethic, and that's the greatest players in the world, from Lionel Messi to Ronaldo. They work their nuts off. I ain't seeing that from Aubameyang, and I don't like, because I love the guy. I loved him when he was at Dortmund. He was rapid. He, like you say, got all that credit in the bank. But when I see the two lackluster half performances, if he's not mentally right, keep him out until he is. Whatever's going on in the background, who mum's ill or whatever, I don't know. But you can't. I just think, Martinelli. I know hindsight's a great thing here, but Martinelli offers so much more movement, and we didn't have that today. Running off, making defenders tired. None of that. And that's where space gets created.
I was quite surprised that Martinelli didn't come on today. I didn't understand the reason of Willian coming on again. And do you know the thing baffles me about Willian is he'll have a spell of 5. He'll have a spell of 5 minutes in one game where he will look like he can do something. Maybe it's in his contract when Edu brought him over to say, you know what, whatever happens, we're going to give you at least 15 minutes in a game. At least 15 minutes in a game. Because that should have been Martinelli coming on there. That 100% should have been Martinelli coming on. Do you know what I mean? And
I think, jokes aside, you shoot me down here, but this is how it looks, because I used to think William was quality at Chelsea, yeah? It's almost like Chelsea sent him to fuck us up, pardon my French. What's he doing, man?
It looks like that. He was great at Chelsea. I've got a Chelsea mate who say, I'd love William to come to Arsenal. I'd love that to happen. Then it happens, and they're disappointed with him. I don't think he's had one good game. Maybe his first game against Fulham, you might say. But apart from that, he keeps giving the ball away. He doesn't do anything with the ball.
You know that chance he had against Man United last week? Yeah. Remember? He's tried placing it in the side of his foot. Yeah. Your confidence is low. You're a professional footballer. Whack the pants off of it. Even an amateur footballer would whack the arse out of it. You've just got the goalie to beat. The power of the ball will beat him, no matter who it is. He's trying to curl it, bend it in the top right. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand the guy. And I used to love him at Chelsea. Or did he just... I don't know. Did I see a different player? Because this is crap, man.
But you wonder, because he's 32 or something like that. His best days are obviously behind him. Will he ever? He's never going to be the player that he was at Chelsea. We're never going to see that player. And to be honest, looking at him now, I wonder why we bought him in the first place.
Gutted.
He's a different kind of. It is. You know what it was? It's because he was free. Simple as
exactly. Yeah.
It's because he was free. Yeah. We were giving him a 3-year contract. You know what? He lives in London. He didn't have to travel, because you don't forget, Spurs wanted him. United wanted him, but I mean, if you look at it overall, he didn't have to move house, didn't have to go anywhere else. He was cushy living where he is. He's earning maybe, this is the last contract he's going to get. When he leaves Arsenal, or if he leaves Arsenal, he'll be 35 years old, unless they decide to give him another year contract. And I wouldn't be surprised when Arsenal that they have this secret little clause on there that will be a year extension if he can get one good season out of him. Sorry?
Do you think he would have scored by then when it comes up for renewal?
No. You know what? He won't, because you know what? You feel when you're earning about 180 or 200 grand when you're 32, going to 35. Is he really that bothered? He's had his best seasons. That's gone now. He's had his time. He's played in the Premier League. He's made it. He's played against all big clubs. But that's it. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Premier League. I mean. That's it for him now. He could have easily gone to somewhere like China or gone to somewhere like the MLS, and he would have done whatever he would have done. But you know what? Edu came in and said that that Brazilian connection that he wanted. He wanted that into the team where he can nurture young players. But if you look at Saka's stats at 18 or 19 years of age compared to Willian's stats, who would you rather have in your team?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't bring on Martinelli, but you bring on Willian. It says it all, isn't it?
I think you've got to look at Willian's performances and as a manager, maybe question those decisions to bring him back on. I know that sometimes, even from playing football, when you've got a player who's probably well liked and as Willian has probably a big reputation in the world of football, you want to probably get him going at some point. But sometimes you do need a spell out to then maybe give you a kick up the backside to be like, you know what, I'm fighting for my starting place, or I'm fighting to be on the bench. Whereas the boys that came in, you know, Emil Smith-Rowe, I think he played all right today. Obviously, touches in the final third weren't all that, but I think he still had a good performance, better than most anyway. But like I said, giving that senior player that kick up the backside is sometimes what senior players need. You know, if Martinelli comes on and William's thinking, all right, Jesus, I didn't get on today, but I haven't been playing well. So what am I going to do to get in? Whereas if you put him on for 20 minutes every week, and I know I'm not playing good, and I know I'm getting 20 minutes every week, and I'm picking up 200 grand a week, where's the motivation for me to actually improve? Because I'm not playing well at all. I'm not creating chances. I shouldn't be in the side. Whereas Martinelli should be there knocking on the manager's door and saying, Gaffer, this geezer's not playing well. I want to play. You know, I'm 18 and 19. I should be getting games. You got to have that hunger.
Yeah, brilliant, Martinelli.
Definitely. You know, and going back to Aubameyang as well. Like, you know, Elif Guni was saying, I feel like obviously like you said, the last two performances, just no hunger, no desire, and I feel that myself being a striker. To be fair, I'll probably play like he's played in the last 2 games my whole life. But I know that if you're going to be a good striker, you have to have that desire. And that's going to radiate off the whole team, especially when you're wearing the armbands or you're the skipper. That's going to reverberate around the whole side. So he comes on, he needs to have that attitude, that tempo, that energy. And yeah, you might not win the game, but if the younger boys are looking at it and saying, that's the skipper, he's telling me, look, get my arse in gear, like we're not playing well. That's how I want our skipper to be. I don't want to be talking about Aubameyang and saying, oh, you know what, he looked lackluster, you know, didn't look really all there. Then just don't play him. I'd rather him not play. And I know it's a catch-22 because if he doesn't come on and we lose, people will probably say, oh, why didn't he come on? Why didn't he come on? But there's got decisions that the gaffer's got to make at the end of the day, I think.
I just think we're starting to look like a mid-table side. That's the bottom line. Do you know? We're great in possession, great at that horseshoe football. Go down one flank, come back to the other flank, get across in. I mean, we had that free kick in the first half, and we just switched it to the right wing for a long crossover to Gabriel. Why don't you just do that in the first place? What? Because it's coming from the right, it makes any difference? I'd like to know what their training sessions are anyway. Do you know, is it that intense? Because I don't even know if they're fit enough, because the movement of the ball is dire. It's absolutely dire. The best teams win matches. You know what? You can talk formations all you like. These are professional footballers, yeah? Goes for all forms, all standards of football. If you can pass and move and your fitness levels, and you can outrun your rivals and you're good on the ball and you can make space, you will win more than you'll lose. We're stagnant. We are stagnant. And I'm just like, what are you expecting? We don't even play a ball over the top. You know, like a quick run over the top. What you see Liverpool do all the time, whether it be Trent Alexander-Arnold or what's his name, Van Dijk, and that. They play them quick long balls. Even Henderson does it for them. Gets it over the top to like your pace element, and you're in. We don't do none of that. We straight back horseshoe, go along the defence, back to one wing, then back all the way to the other, lose possession. And I don't know about you lot, every time we lose possession, we look like we're going to concede if it ain't for the goalie putting off saves. Look at it today.
The thing is, we don't have a plan. We go out with one plan. We don't have anything to fall back on. The moment things start to go wrong, the whole team is panicking. You know, this is the thing where I feel like every time we lose possession of the ball, just like you said, I feel like we're going to concede, and that's the most scariest thing, because the thing is, like, we are so reliant on 1 or 2, 3 players in the team to pull us out, which is Leno, you could say. Taney is definitely we miss Taney badly. Do you know that? It's so funny, the fact that this guy is maybe after his injuries playing a proper full season at Arsenal, and he looks more of a leader than you could take a 25-man squad that we've got in the Premier League. Do you know? We're missing him so badly when it comes to making those right decisions, because he's come up from a place where he's an actual footballer. You can see his desire to win. We don't have any winners in this squad. We don't have, apart from the FA Cup, how many players can you point out saying in different places or different players that they've actually won stuff where they can bring that energy to this club? We don't. We just buy 60, 70 million pound players to shut up the fans and say, do you know what? There you go. That's what you wanted. Here it is. But we don't have a plan to build a team around that £70 million player. This is why I feel that's how we failed Ozil. That's how we failed Sanchez. You know, two of the biggest marquee signings. We bought Aubameyang too late. When we had Sanchez, Ozil playing at their prime, we had Giroud up front, Welbeck. Now that we've got Aubameyang playing up front, we've got Hector Bellerin, we've got Cedric, you know, people that can't really, you know, give him the ball to tell him that, you know what, if you want to walk the ball in, bring some creativity into the team. Do you know? It baffles me the fact that we sit here on a Saturday afternoon talking about how shit the performance of an Arsenal performance was, rather than to say, do you know what, 3 points in the bag, boys, up to 6, you know, we'll move on. But if results don't go our way in this week, we could be 14th. You know, we were 6th. If we would have been Wolves, we would have been 6th. Above Spurs, above Aston Villa and them guys. If results don't go our way this week, we'll be 14th again. It says it all, isn't it? I mean, and the saddest thing is, we've played 2 or 3 games more than the teams a point or 2 points below us or 2 points above us. You know?
But you know what the problem is with it though? We to me are where we were when I first went to Arsenal as a 9-year-old in 84, 85 under Don Howe and that. We were like mid-table team. We were boring. Yeah, we had them glory years under Graham, then Wenger, and we're back where we are now. Now the thing is, I don't believe in sacking managers left, right, and centre. You need a bit of stability. I've seen enough from this Arsenal team to think that Arteta's going in the right direction. However, the defence has improved, but going forward, I thought I saw green shoots even against Man United and last week against Wolves. I thought he was great in the first half, but it's coming up to a year now, a year and a half. I was expecting more going forward, you know, a bit more incisive, a bit more clinical. Because we're not, like I say, we looked good today, in the second half. But what clear-cut chance did we create? And that's what wins you games. Do you know what I mean? Didn't create one clear-cut chance. Okay, the Odegaard one, which he should be bearing that, to be fair, but there was no clear-cut chances, and like Gary said, did not hassle Martinez for one save, bar the free kick. You know, it's dire. And don't get me started about as well with refereeing decisions, because there's one thing that has pissed me today was when Saka, he's beat the player, he's clean through on goal. Now I know any standard of football, you're clean through on goal, you've gone past the last man, so you're either going to get brought down by the next man, keeper comes out, drop a shoulder, you put it in or whatever, and it gives a yellow card. Now turn that around to the Arsenal defence. Say that's David Luiz that's taken the player down, who's got him for pace, and you know as a referee you've got him for pace, and it's just a yellow. It's not an Arsenal biasy thing, but come on, man, questions got to start being asked. Or if I'm interpreting the rules wrong, because there was no cover there for Saka. He's clean through on goal, and he had the pace of that defender. Yellow card. I don't get that. They might say, oh, they interpret it, oh, there was a covering man, but he ain't catching Saka. Surely the rest must know how quick an individual is. Saka beat him a few times for pace. I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding
we don't have any luck with the officials, man. Simple as that. I don't think it's anything to do with the refs. I don't think it's I think it's we just don't. The league just don't like us. It's simple fact. You know this performance here makes me even more angry at of the result at Wolves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This thing here, we were when we were against United, we could. I mean, the result wasn't anyway. They had their chances, we had their chances, whatever there was. That could have been a 1-0. We could have done whatever. We've taken a point there. We take a bit of courage, go to Wolves, and we showed the intensity that we started with. And the fact that we didn't get nothing, it makes me even more angry. The fact that how we played and lost that game compared to today, how badly we are like a top 3-4 club that we can fall so dramatically. It's actually sad. I'm actually hoping. Do you know what? To be honest with you, I don't want no Europe. I don't want nothing. All I want to do is get 45 points season, and that's it. At the moment, we look like we can't even get 40 points the way we are going. We'll get we'll get 2 games of a winning run, and there will be 3 games lost. You're in the top 10 with the only club with 10 losses in 38 games of a season. Arsenal Football Club. This is Arsenal Football Club. 10 losses we've had, and we played 23 games.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It's not good enough, is it? Overall?
Saturday. There's your Saturday ruin now, isn't it? That's my whole fucking weekend. That's just
man, my weekend and my week. I won't get over this till Wednesday. Man, club messes me up, man. But then again, remember, lads, we could always be Tottenham fans. That's a lot worse, man. Always remember that when you're feeling real down, you could be a Tottenham fan, and then it puts it into, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, we got 10 days rest.
You know, we'll get back to where we are.
Yeah.
But there's we'll go through a few of the questions now that are on the comments. I put one up from Mr. B. He says Arsenal got skanked with Willian big time. The younger kids are showing more heart and commitment to the cause. And obviously, I guess we touched on this a bit, but just probably get a line or two from each of you. So G-Man, go first. If we could just get a few lines about what the
it's a true statement, isn't it? The kids are showing a lot more heart. I mean, you look at when Martinelli plays, how the work rate that he puts in. You know, and William, I don't understand how William gets in ahead of him. Like you say, we touched on this earlier. William hasn't done anything apart from the first game. He did a little bit, and he still plays every week. LF said, is there something in his contract that says he has to play if he's fit? Because how can you select him after his previous performances? What has he done to warrant a selection? He hasn't done anything. So I would have definitely brought on Martinelli ahead of him.
Yeah, definitely. Elif, you got anything to say about the question from Mr. B?
Like we touched on, innit? Do you know what? When we brought him, I thought he was a great bit of business personally, because I thought, you know, the Ozil thing, and I thought he was coming in as a number 10, you know, to play in that role, like the playmaker. And because after lockdown, he was hot for Chelsea. So I thought, you know what, 32-year-old, look at Jamie Vardy ripping it up. What is he, 34? Players go on longer now, you know. I mean, Ibrahimovic, top goal scorer in Serie A, isn't he? So, and Ronaldo. But I'm not putting him in that category, but a professional athlete. So I thought it was a great move. However, I don't know. I don't know what went on. And the kids, if it weren't for the kids, we had that initial bounce with the kids, but I think now we're coming back down to where we were, and things need to get. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see Martinelli a bit more, because he gives, with the other youngsters, just gives that more effort, and I think that's what we need. Like I say, we're very stagnant. We're up front. We're very stagnant.
Yeah. What about you, Crazy Gunner?
You know, when we signed Willian, I actually thought that was actually a pretty good signing. I thought experience, coming with a Premier League pedigree, winning mentality, he's going to come in and slot straight in. I actually thought he would have been a starter at Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? The way we were going, with the kind of players that we had, I thought he'd be a starter. But now the thing, we just been done by Arsenal, innit? I mean, they're telling us they bought Willian from Chelsea, but it looks like we bought Willian from Wish. You know that Wish website? That's that Willian. We didn't buy Willian from Chelsea. That Willian from Chelsea is probably somewhere in Brazil. Like, you know, he's probably done with his career now. He's probably somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? But this Willian that we've got, it's either he's being run on a remote control, or he's basically just, you know, we've just bought him second. Well, he's second hand technically. Yeah. Do you know the thing is, you've got young players in your team. If you look at 2 players in the Arsenal squad that can run with the ball, it's Martinelli and Pepe. Pepe is very hot and cold. I mean, sometimes he can be brilliant, you know, individually. And Martinelli, he's got that no fear in him. As a youngster, all he wants to do is be on the ball and run with the ball. That goal against Chelsea, I think, was it last year that he scored?
Yeah, last season.
When he just ripped through the team. That's the kind of players that we need, and we are used to having. We used to have that Thierry Henry that could pick up the ball in his own box and run all the way to the end, either score or it'll come to a goal. You know, we don't have that player no more. Do you know what I mean? That this is where we are lacking. This is where as much as it was all good and well that we shipped out a lot of players, but the thing is, we didn't bring in anybody that can say, do you know what? We're gonna spend money. Let's just might as well do it now. There's no point wait till the summer. Whether he came or he didn't come, that's a different story. We could have gone for Awar. Obviously, Awar's not gonna come. They're sitting top of the league. In France, we could have. There's so many players now. If you look at Partey was the only player I would have thought that, you know what? Yeah, that's a marquee signing. But Partey, looking at the Spanish league, Atletico Madrid on top of the table, 4-5 points clear. He was playing Champions League football.
You know what? I've got a question for you three, right? And this may sound stupid, but I'm gonna say it. Do you think our forwards, and I'm even putting Aubameyang in this. Now, I remember being at the Emirates when he come on for Borussia Dortmund. I've never seen something so quick on two legs. I'm asking you about now. Take out Saka and Martinelli. Do you think our forwards are quick enough? I don't think they are.
Yeah, I think they just had a bad day today. They were slow today. They seemed like they were tired today. They didn't have the same energy they normally have. They just seemed like they couldn't be bothered today. That's what it looked like. And I think today was not the true Arsenal. It was a tired Arsenal today.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't have any strikers like that. We don't. I mean, you know what the thing is? I think it's now time has come to start putting Balogun in this team now. Do you know what I mean? We've tried everything. We have tried everything. Do you know what I mean? We have tried everything. We're coming to that end of a season where each result, is critical now. We're into February now. Before you know it, we'll be in May. And if we continue the way we're going, we don't know where we're going to finish. It's a scary thought, knowing that if results don't go our way in this batch of games, we could end up 14th in the league on 31 points. Everybody say, there's still, 15, 16 games to go. Fine, if we got 15. But how many of you, based on previous performances, can say we can win out of those 15 games? We still got to go to City. We still got to play them fuckers down the road. You know what I mean? We still got these games to play. And I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket thinking, you know what? Forget those games. We can win these. We can't beat Villa, Wolves. We have to scrape through games like Brighton. How are we going to survive if we're going to be playing Spurs and we're playing and if we're playing Man City? And you know what? I know Spurs have had a dip, but Mourinho's always has that one thing. He always wants to get one over Arsenal. Even if he loses his next 5 games after that, he would want that one game over Arsenal. But we don't have the mentality into going to these games thinking, you know what, we're gonna rip them now. I don't care. I mean, I'm not Arteta out or anything. I mean, I still believe that we've got someone there who's young and who can progress. Yeah, whether that happens or whether the results, it's a result business now. We could lose the next 6 games, he could be out the door. But I still think that it's a very scary thought at the moment. You know what I mean? Whether we had that 7-game run win, we were still 10th. We were up to 6th or 5th, or sorry, not even 5th. I mean, I'm dreaming high now. We were up 7th for like an hour. Then we went back down again. Do you know why? Purely because someone drew and they had 2 games in hand over us. And we were back to 10th again. And we're back to 10th now. Europa League is the only thing now.
I'd like to know what this dead ball coach specialist is doing at the club, because every free kick and corner we look abysmal.
Yeah,
and we can't even do a throw in, mate, let alone
I'd like to know what this man's on, what money he's earning, because bar a couple of direct ones, I think Xhaka, we hit the crossbar with Lacazette, but have we scored from a corner? Not that we ever used to, but we got in some specialist coach who specialises in corners and free kicks, and all I see is everyone crowd the goalie, and Saka drives it past him for the defender to get on. I don't know. I like the direct free kick or stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like a free kick specialist. All of this tactical. I don't know, man. Another week ruined, isn't it?
Exactly. And just touching on what Mr. B says in the comment, I think like the William thing is just a different kettle of fish. He's just not been good enough, unfortunately. The kid's obviously showing the heart, and I think the sad thing for me, for the youngsters coming through, is when you look back on maybe 2000, 2002, 2003, when we had that good collective team, you know, and some of the older heads like Tony Adams, Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterburn, Martin Keown, and then going further forward, you probably had Patrick Vieira, going forward Thierry Henry, Sylvain Wiltord, those players. And then you think about the players that are actually coming through as well. Cesc Fabregas, these youngsters were coming through into a team of winners, and it's, you know, and then looking up to these players. Whereas these youngsters are probably looking around and thinking, "Jesus Christ, I'm the best player we got." The weight is on their shoulders, and that's that. Yeah. You know, don't get me wrong, you're going to have the exception to the rule. Like people like Wayne Rooney who came through or world class, and you know there will be like Cesc, but also they have to come through with someone to idolize. And I feel like obviously they're all good professionals, but they shouldn't be bearing all of that pressure on themselves. Like every Saturday, every Tuesday, Wednesday, when there's a game on a Thursday night, everyone's looking at Saka because he's the best player we got. He's in the best form. But all those other experienced pros should be looking at that thinking, Jesus Christ, this 19-year-old kid is the best player we've got at the moment. He's in the best form. He shouldn't be burdened. You know, fair enough, if he's coming through and he's playing well, it's probably still going to get talked about because he's a young English kid. But also, everyone around him should be pulling their weight. You know, everyone's really talking about Emma Smith Rowe and Saka, and that's it. No one's really talking about anyone else. You know, and Kieran Tierney. But those, even Kieran Tierney and Martinelli, they're all under the age of 24. Whereas anyone over the age of 25, no one, apart from Partey, no one really cares. You know, if someone says, "Oh, you know, Rob Holding's not playing today," I thought he did all right. To be fair, I think he's done well to obviously get in and stay in the team over this season. Obviously, he had a bad injury at the back end. Was it last season, the season before? And I thought he's come back and done well to get back in the side. And to be fair, out of our ball playing defenders, I think he's probably the best one in terms of form. I like him a lot. But you know, if someone said, "Oh, you know, Benjamin's not playing today," no one would care. No one will say, "Oh God, why is Benjamin not playing?" But it's Saka or Emma Smith Rowe. That's the thing. And you know, I want to see kids come through at Arsenal. You know, we've got a good history of young talent coming through. You know, every so often, and it is, you know, kids that probably want to come to a club like Arsenal know they're going to get the opportunity. And like Bezganu was saying, you know, get Balogun in, get him some more minutes. I know there's a issue with the contract. He's got 6 months left, and I know a lot of clubs are sniffing around. Obviously, doing well in the 23s. I must have done well in, you know, the 18s. And, you know, even looking at Eddie, I think maybe Eddie's not as secure as I think. I'd probably give Balogun more games than Eddie, but it's maybe time to start giving them a bit more time, I think.
Well, look, I don't want to put the kid to death on it and say the dreaded R word because no one's too good for that year. I think I think we're going to be mid-table, yeah. You know, I'll give the banter to my mates and say, "Oh, we'll get top 3 still and win the Europa League." But realistically, with all them defeats, I think we're mid-table. Hopefully, we can grab Europa League. But if that's the case, I'd like to see Balogun given a run because he is the future. Do you know what I mean? You got, you know, Lacazette's got 1 year left on his contract. Well, he's 29, isn't he? Oba's 31. This boy looks like he's got it as well. I don't know if you saw his goal for the under-23s the other night.
Yeah.
That's just pure raw talent. Give him
this is what I was going to say. I mean, I don't like slating young guys, you know, when we're coming through. But I think it's now time that I think I've seen enough of Nketiah to know that he can't lead the line for Arsenal Football Club. He cannot lead the line for Arsenal. You can't take Lacazette off and put Nketiah on. Do you know what I mean? It's now time has come now. I think we've given him a lot of chances to now say, do you know what, Balogun, this is your chance. You take it, show us what you can do, and the contract's on the table for you, and you'll be the next best thing. But I don't understand what this. Do you know when Nketiah was on loan at Leeds United, they sent him back halfway because he was just sitting on the bench. Arsenal brought him back because they said, well, he's not getting game time. Let's bring him back. So what makes you think if Leeds United, he couldn't enter the Leeds United team when they won the Championship? What makes you think that he can lead a line for Arsenal Football Club? This is where we've come to because we're relying so much on the youngsters now, but we're not giving the actual youngsters who show a lot more promise the opportunity to go out there and play. I don't want to see Balogun leave. I don't want him to be the next Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, let's put it this way: like Balogun leaves, and next thing you know, he's bagging 30 goals a season at City or Liverpool. You know, like if we don't give him exactly, you look at his under 23 performances, and you think to yourself, what more does this boy need to do now to just get a sniff? Give him a. Well, I was going to say give him FA Cup. We're not even in the FA Cup no more. I'll say give him the Europa League. Every time when we were in the group stages of the Europa League, when he come on, he looked like a presence in the box.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
looked like he had that Thierry Henry finish. It looked like he's got that build of a striker. He can hold up a ball, he can play it through, and he can finish. Now tell me what Nketiah can do apart from this.
Do you know what?
What else has Nketiah done?
I think I don't mean to be harsh, but I think Eddie's a poor man's Gabriel Jesus. Do you know that? You know, like a 6
You know what?
yard.
I still think if that's your analogy, I would still think that poor Gabriel Jesus probably would have scored a lot more goals than Nketiah does.
Yeah, but yeah, you're probably right. I'm just saying, but you know, if you're playing for these big clubs, look at Tottenham. Yeah, look at their 2 strikers. Whether you like Tottenham or not, they are hot. Yeah, and I think the top clubs, they kind of like live and die by their forwards. Look, Aubameyang won us the cup last year, was on fire. Something's not right this year, and I don't really think Lacazette's ripping it up either. So the next one down the line's either Martinelli or Balogun, and I just, you know what, I can just see us losing Balogun, and it'd be another Serge Gnabry for us. Do you know that?
Yeah.
And that's what upsets me when I see that. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. That's it. Just go on to Sam_Spurs for life. Lovely username there. Obviously, he's touching on Thomas Partey. Didn't see him injured at Atletico, but seems to be picking up injuries now. This seems to happen at Arsenal often. What do you guys think of that comment? I agree with him, to be honest. Obviously, I didn't watch a lot of La Liga, but I kind of see where he's coming from. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we can talk about this in the past. Under Wenger, even they to talk about Arsenal picking up injuries, and is it the training? Are the training sessions too intense? Are they not intense enough? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he did at Atletico, but yeah, he seemed to be picking up injuries. Maybe they're bringing him back too early. I don't know. You know, that seemed to be the case last time. They brought him back too early.
We're just starting to rely on Partey now. Do you know what I mean? The moment Partey goes out the team, it's a panic thing. The moment he comes back, we're like thinking, oh, we're playing with 75% fit Partey now. Now, I think when it comes to injuries, I think it's a different. I can probably say he's come from a Spanish league into the Premier League, where it's a lot more intense, and it's, you know, a lot more tackles going in, and over there, you know, you got a lot more time on the ball, and you know, you can make up a lot of theories and about things like this. But the thing is, we've become so reliant on the one guy. He thinks now, I mean, exactly like one of you boys said, that, you know, when you come to a club like this and you look around, you think, oh, I'm probably the best player here. Now the weight on my shoulders, I'm gonna have to give not 100%, but 110%. Now he's going in, putting in tackles and things, you know, pull a niggle here and there, that's it out. Then that's it. We've got nothing else to fall back on. You know, would you play Xhaka? I mean, without Partey, Xhaka, you know, he's just prone to mistakes. I mean, I was watching just before the game kicked off today. I was watching Ali McCoist, and he was saying, compared to the previous Arsenal defense, would you play against the likes of Sol Campbell, Kolo Touré, and all them guys, or would you play against the likes of David Luiz or Rob Holding? And his comment said, well, I'd rather play against these lot, because when you're running at them, they're one pass away from a mistake. Where the likes of Sol Campbell and them guys, they were very good readers of the game. The moment they knew that they had something was gone wrong, they will either just clear it out or not do some dodgy pass back. You know, just clear it out. I don't understand what all these ticky-tacky football is now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the injury-wise, everyone picks up injuries. You can't really blame, oh, yeah, you know, everybody comes to Arsenal and gets injured. Yeah, I mean, you know, but I think it's a part of the game, isn't it? Like, it's a bit more intense.
Do you know what I mean? It does seem to happen a lot at Arsenal. I mean, I love Partey. I think he's a Rolls Royce of a player, man. He just looks so good on the ball. He's smooth, picks out a pass early as well. But one man can't do it, man. At the end of the day, he's exactly what the midfield needed. And I think he's brought the best out of Xhaka, because Xhaka looks a different player with him. And Xhaka probably played the best pass of the match today when he cut. Well, who was it through? I think it was to Pepe, when got spin or Saka in the second half, and he fizzed it across. So it was Pepe, and I think Martinez took a slight deflection. Thought out a better Xhaka, but the injuries are a worry, man. And let's be honest, our players are always bloody injured. Look at Tierney. I mean, Harry Kane was written off for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Tierney's, and they was all worried that, oh, well, he might be out for a long time. And he's back next week. Tierney went out, what, a month ago? With a niggle in his calf.
Yeah, but I think with Tierney, he even at Celtic, he had a bit of a he was a bit injury prone when he was at Celtic. Do you know what I mean? He has these. He picks up. He has a couple. I don't think Tierney's the type of guy that that can run 6 games. Together 6 to 8 games. He can't run together. This is why I think we needed to invest in the left back, whether it would Bertrand or anyone that we could have bought. But we need an actual left back. We can't play a right back and left back and expect him to deliver for us at right back. At left back, sorry. But then again, this is the thing what I was talking about earlier. Like you buy one good player and then you put him with a squad that's not good enough, and you expect him to be the man to create everything and anything. But I just hope Arsenal, I mean, going forward, putting this result to the side, I just hope Arsenal going forward don't fail Partey like they did with all our other marquee signings. I hope they can bring players around him that can actually play football. You know what I mean? That can show the desire and say, you know what, I'm an Arsenal Football Club. Whether we are 11th or 14th or second on the table, we're Arsenal Football Club, the third biggest football club, in terms of trophy wise in this league. But I don't think the players nowadays know what it feels like to play for this badge no more. Do you know what I mean? You wake up in the morning, you wake up as a footballer and you think you just signed for Arsenal and you're like, wow, you put it all over your Instagram saying the best club, I can't believe I'm playing for this club. But then you go performances like that and you think to yourself, do you really, are you really here for the badge, or are you really just here for, to pick up a paycheck and just say to your friends and family that, I play for Arsenal? I just don't see that desire in our players no more. I mean, I really not going back into history too much, but I really do miss the Vieiras and the Henrys, the heart of what's his name, Ian Wright. Ian Wright is still so into this club.
Isn't he? Yeah.
He's so still into this club. It's so sad to see. You know what I mean? When you see and he looks at it and he's doing match of the day and he has to talk about Arsenal like we are now. What can you do? I mean, he was one of the people that was actually begging Aubameyang to sign the contract. Do you know what I mean? And then, but then again, I mean, I don't know what else. I don't understand what's wrong with our players. The moment we give them contracts, and this is what happens. We just need to sign them a 3-year contract and just say, do you know what? Thank you very much. See you later.
Happens so often. So often.
Do you know the only person I would give credit to for that is probably Rob Holding. He signed a contract and thought, you know what, I'm playing for Arsenal Football Club here. And he's the only one that's been consistent. We get 350 grand to Ozil and he couldn't even get into the team at that point. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't even get into the squad. He wasn't even named in the 25-man Premier League team. This is a World Cup winner, a Champions League winner. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got, and then now you've given 250, 350 grand to him. But I'm not saying that he's going to be like that. I know he'd probably just have a little blip, maybe next half of this when he comes back after his personal issues, he can come back and start firing again. But like I said, I think we can't really say anything too bad about Aubameyang. I think he's got too much credit in the bank for us to start slating him. He's carried us for the past 2.5 seasons, for us to then start slating him now. Everybody goes through a bad patch. Look at Tottenham. Without Harry Kane, they can't play football. Without Harry Kane, Son is who is Son? Do you know what I mean? He was the next big thing. Do you know what I mean? When Harry Kane was playing, when Harry Kane's out, you can't even see him in games.
Yeah.
So
but
I'm not saying that,
it's not been a blip with Aubameyang now, has it? If we've been brutally honest, this is what I'm saying. You're playing for Arsenal Football Club. I support the club, not the player. And the credit in the bank now, well, that's near enough a year ago. And if there's kids doing better, and I'm talking from a pure work ethic. If I'm seeing more work, then I'd rather them in the team. If Aubameyang's banging in goals like he has done, then first name on the sheet without a shadow of a doubt. But let's be real, we can't all be nostalgic with him.
How long do you give him? How long do you give him? 10 games, 20 games, a season?
That's what I'm saying. I know it sounds harsh, but do you think Pep or Klopp would do that? They're not going to just say, well, you scored 20 goals last season. Do you know what I mean? So, you've got, that's your show. It's professional football. You're on big money. And if you're not, and what I'm saying is the minimum I expect is a shift, an absolute shift. So you come off sweating like Ian Wright would do. You know, we're not blessed to have a Thierry Henry who could pick the ball up, go past the whole team and do it on his own. Them days, you know, Thierry Henry's are 1 in a million. Aubameyang's a poacher, he's a goal scorer. And right now, that's gone, that's finished. It's not there at the moment. And I want to see Arsenal scoring goals. We're not scoring enough either. Remember that. Yeah. And whether that's from the midfield, that's an entirely different thing. But I need to see a minimum of movement and sweat, you know. And then if he's coming off and the chances just aren't falling for him, or he's smacking them or hitting the target, so be it. Yeah, you keep your pace. But let's be honest, boys. When did you last? Look, I've been harsh because he did hit a bit of form, and I thought he turned the corner. But the past 2 substitute performances, I know we had 9 men, blah blah blah, but I still need to see you just giving it all, going through everything. And you can say he's not that sort of player, but it all starts with work rate. The gift of losing how to poach will not go. But you've got you're the captain of the team. You've got to show. You've got to be the man that they look up to and set the tone. And I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Maybe I'm just being harsh and I'm pissed because we've lost again. Do you know what I mean? Which is probably the case, because if he scores that trick on Sunday, I'll be, oh yeah, man, best centre forward in Europe. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm fickle like that.
But you got to be like, you know, we've got to be harsh in that sense. Like I said, sometimes I've watched the games over the last maybe 2-3 years, and sometimes I'm even just thinking, if something was to kick off, if it was to boil over, would any of these players back each other? Do you know what I mean? That hunger, that desire. Like, I've even put myself in a situation of thinking, like, if I was on there, I'm not fit, mate. I'll be running around, I'll be screaming at people. But do you see that? We don't see that. I know maybe in terms of the media, it's probably not good, and maybe they tell them not to do it in a public setting. But it is, you know, sometimes it is just nice to just see a bit of desire on the pitch, like, you know. Yeah, you know what I mean? A bit of passion. That's it, a little bit of passion. I just don't feel like I'm seeing that from anybody. Like, obviously, they were talking about David Luiz, I think it was last week or the week before, where he blocked the free kick. And obviously, he had that passion for that individual part of the game. But it was also about, you know, I've been watching the Class of '92 and just seeing how Gary Neville talks and Phil Neville and Paul Scholes, and how they worked coming through the ranks at Manchester United and how they treated each other. And even when he's playing against Phil Neville, Phil Neville went to Everton, that kind of, yeah, he's my brother, would come up together. But when we're on the pitch, we're enemies. And that kind of someone getting stuck in, and someone, you know, who's going to get in someone's face at Arsenal, I'll be scared to say any one of them at the moment. And that's just not, you know, there's no hunger at the moment. And touch on Mr. B has let us know that Joe Willock has scored for Newcastle after 18 minutes, if you haven't seen already. So Newcastle won up, and Joe Willock has scored their goal. I'll put the next question up anyway.
That's his price gone up. You might Arsenal might as well sell him now. You know what I mean?
Probably
get
will.
some money in for him.
That's a good point. I hate to say it is a good point. That Jesus. Although we weren't that he lost the players, didn't he, Emery? I don't think Arteta's lost the players, but
yeah,
silly mistakes have cost us a lot. Sendings off, stupid mistakes for the goal today. You know, it's like 4 or 5 matches, so that's why I'll give Arteta the slack. But I do need to see improvement between now and the end of the season. Hopefully, the R word won't get spoken about. I don't even want to go there. We're Arsenal Football Club. We don't do that. But if it's a mid-table season, I want to see improvement, just improvement. Like, I could swallow the Wolves defeat because we played well in the first half, and the referees cost us, you know, Leno, it is what it is. You know, he saved us more often than not. So I can see us going in the right direction, but I need to see it consistently in the right direction. I don't care. I remember under Wenger once, we played Man United and they beat us again. I think it's 3-2 or 3-1. We battered them. I remember I was at the Emirates that day. We absolutely battered them. The guy had the game of his life. I come out of that thinking, well, that's football. You're not going to win every game. But I expect the minimum from Arsenal Football Club to be attacking at all points and looking to win the game. Not pass, you know? So the guy, that Adam, has got a good point what he says there. But I think Arteta's got more with the players in that. I just think Emery lost his players. They're down tools.
Yeah. What do you think, G-Man? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree, really. I mean, I don't think the position of where you are at the table is relative to a sacking or not. It's not really about that. And look where we were when he joined, and look where we were when Arteta came in. It's not really about where you are in the league. It's more about what you're doing with the team, and like Aleph said, if the players are playing for you or not. And most of the time, it looks like they're trying. Today was a bit different. I don't think we've been playing like that recently. We've been playing pretty good, but today we just didn't seem to be awake. Really, it seemed to be asleep.
What about you, Crazy Gunner? What do you say about that?
You know the thing is, yeah. When it comes to the young core managers, I think Arteta is probably the best one there is. I think he's better than he was better than Lampard. I think he's better than Ollie. I mean, their league position, and there you can say, yeah, it was all him. But the thing with them, they hit a good form with good players at the right time. That's what they had. Because before that, they were the same as what we are. Do you know what I mean? But I still think, I still think Arteta is the best man for the job. And I'll back Arteta until they keep him there. I think he's a better man manager. But I think it's just sometimes it's not about just the manager by itself, because if you look at the team in the last 2 games, or even when we had that really good run, he was putting out the right teams. We couldn't say, that he was putting out the wrong teams, but we were getting the right results. But I think we were getting the right results with the right team. Even now, against Wolves, we got shafted by the refs. In this game, I mean, we looked a bit more lethargic and things, but we were happy with the team lineup when the team came out. We couldn't have put a better team than that out, apart from maybe, like I said, Martinelli over Aubameyang, or it could have been any one of them. But I still think that, what we just need a consistent run of results. We thought we turned the corner when we started, scraping them 1-0 wins at places where we can't get results. So I thought, what, we've got to a point now where we've left the bad behind. It can only go one way now. Yeah, we the last 2 games hasn't gone to the way we are. I think it's going to just take that one game where we can win comprehensively. And I don't mean we're going to go beat a team 6-0, 7-0, because those days are gone for Arsenal. I don't think we'll ever be winning 5-6-0 anymore. We just need a good performance in 90 minutes, not 10 minutes of a second half, or 45 minutes of the first half. I think we need a good, solid 90 minutes performance and win 2-3-0. And I think the confidence will come automatically. I think as we know, as we've always played football, that momentum will come when you have that run of performances. And we've shown that we can win these games. We've shown we can win games, but I think the players are there, are also to be blamed at times, where as fans, we are happy with the lineup. We are happy with the football that we're playing on certain occasions. So I think for this game, I think it's more players than it was the manager. I think the players just looked tired. They didn't look like they really wanted anything. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? I think if we take a look back on it though, right, and this isn't me now making excuses for Arsenal, the goal today was lucky. What's his name? Watkins had mishit it, and it's gone through holding, deflected his leg and gone in the corner. Yeah, the sendings off are unlucky. So we could. I know straight after the game you're furious, and I know I am, and it's ruined my weekend, and I'll be hitting a whiskey later. Maybe we should compartmentalise it. They didn't dominate. We dominate possession. It's just, you need that goal. You go down so early. You've given them a goal head start, and I've got to give Villa their dues. They defended good, very, very good. I was impressed with them. I wonder, makes me wonder if John Terry. There's a possible good manager in John Terry, because if he's working with their defence like they say he is, that was Jose Mourinho sort of defence, just sat back, you ain't breaking us down. And Tyrone Mings, I thought he was excellent today. Like, got his foot and blocked him and Cash. They blocked everything. So I've got to give a bit of credit to them. We're not going to win every game. It's just disappointed because we've got that momentum, and now it's kind of dropped again. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah. So
you're open league now, lads. That's what it's all about.
It's funny. It's funny that Brighton just scored, and then do you know who scored? Lewis Dunk, and he's one player that I always thought that he'd be really good for Arsenal. As a defender. No, he scores goals, and he's he's a very good defender. We're playing in a Brighton team right now, and they're winning 1-0 as well. So if we don't play our cards right, man, we're only going to be 2 points ahead of these guys as well. And they've been on a really good run. We beat Brighton and 1 or 2 other teams. They've just come out on the back of winning against Liverpool and Spurs. So.
Well, touching on what Crazy Goodness said, we'll take the last question and then we'll go into like our collective player rating. But this is the last question from Stephen Balogun, who says, "What do you think the squad is missing a player-wise?" And I guess we might as well go back to Crazy Goodness, and I guess we'll go with you talking about Lewis Dunk, but anything else as well?
Creativity is one thing. I think we all know as Arsenal fans, we've been crying out for a creative midfielder, for a while now. I mean, even when Ozil wasn't playing, when he was in the squad, even when he was there, we needed a creative midfielder because we couldn't rely on him to send us performances and stuff. We've assured our defense side up, which I'm quite happy with Arteta, what he's done there. We've sorted the center of the midfield with Partey. I think the thing that we just need now a striker who can hold up a ball and put goals, bring goals to the team as well, and another left back. But I mean, that's as fans, we can just say, yeah, this is all we need. But the club would go out and buy a right side, they'll buy a player in a position that we've already got. And that's what Arsenal Football Club is, and that's what they do. So creative midfielder is number one. I think if we can manage to get Awar, at the end of the season, I'll be pretty happy with that type of business,
Lovely. What about you, Elfina? What do you think?
That's a real good question, because I'm going through my brain with it. Let's be straight. We've got world-class centre forwards. I disagree a bit with the creative midfielder. I thought that with Ozil leaving, but I think Smith Rowe's done a great job. He's a pure touch player, sees the space, and the holes. And Odegaard did look half decent when he came on. So I was more thinking we need a dribbler, but you've got Saka there. Really, if I was pushed to it, I would say, I suppose it is a creativity player, but a dribbler, someone that can get the ball, drop a shoulder, little step over and beat a man and have end product with that. Basically, what we thought we got with Pep, he's got the skill, but you know what? His end product, he has got a couple of goals. I'm just being harsh because of this game. I don't think we need much, to be honest with you. I just think we need to be a bit more incisive and a bit more direct at times. If I'm being brute, if you said to me right now, what player do you want? I don't know. I just want to see us more effort and a bit more incisive and be a bit more direct rather than pass, and it breaks down, So I probably not. I'd stick with them, funny enough, come on at the start, and I wanted them all out of the club, but I just, do you know what I mean? So now I'd probably keep it as it is and see. I just want to see a different style of football. If I'm honest, a bit quicker with the passing, going forward, a bit more movement. I think the players there, I think they're good enough. And they're better than 12th or 10th of the table. That's down on them though, in their character.
Yeah, I agree. What do you mean, G-Man? What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Lef Guna. I think we've tried to get the players into position. You look at someone like Pepe, that's what we need. Pepe, but a bit better.
Yeah.
Which is what we thought we got. We have tried to get the players in the right position. We've got this Odegaard now. He's going to be a bit more creative, I think. We've addressed the issues. We've got the players, and maybe they're not just playing to their potential at the moment because Pepe must have been doing a lot better for us to spend 70-odd million pounds on him.
Yeah,
and he hasn't produced that form yet. When he does, it would look like a good buy, but it doesn't look as. I can't really pinpoint a position and say we need somebody there. I couldn't say.
Okay. Good. Well, I guess we'll finish off with some player ratings. I'll just go through the side and then we'll just give, I guess, a few words about the performance of the player in question. So we'll start at the back. It was Matt Ryan, obviously made his debut today. For me, I thought he did all right. Obviously on the goal, wasn't ideal, come through the legs, and maybe the position wasn't ideal. But I think for overall debut, I'll probably give him a 7 for me.
Yeah, I thought he had the shot covered until the deflection, and he didn't have enough time to adjust. and so I don't blame him at all for the goal, and I would give him a 7 as well.
I'm with you. I thought he had quite a solid debut, to be fair, and he made a few decent saves. So I'd give him 7. You know, if it's a clean sheet, I probably would give him an 8.5. You know, so yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah. Nice. Obviously, the left back will go to Cedric. Obviously, been all right in the last few weeks. Bit of a short pass that cost us for the goal. For me, I'm probably giving him a 5.5, maybe 6. I'm going there.
You're generous. I'd probably give him a 5. I was thinking 4, but yeah, he's had some good games, but today wasn't his best.
Yeah, I'm the same as that. I thought he was at fault for the goal when he come in on his right foot. Could have gone with his left, tried to cross him with his right. You could have done it, just sling it in with your left. You're a professional footballer. You know, any footballer you play football, you should be able to use both feet. So give him 5 max.
Yeah. Gabriel back in the side. Obviously, David Luiz is suspended. I thought he did all right. Won a lot of headers. Obviously, in the opposition box was okay as well with his aerial threat. He's a decent pass for the ball. I'll probably give him a 6.5 overall for me. That's going to be 6.5 for me.
Yeah, I thought he did okay. He was up at the other end, but trying to score goals as well. I think he put in a bit of effort today, a bit more than maybe most of the other team. I'd probably go with a 7.
Yeah, I'm the same as that, lads. If we kept a clean sheet, I think it would have been a 7 performance. You know, nothing great, nothing wrong, really. Didn't put a foot wrong, so I'll go 6. You know, we lost at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. Rob Holding as well. I thought he was class. I think when we were pressing a little bit, he maybe took too long on the ball. But there was a bit where I think on the top in the final third on the right hand side, where obviously he had a battle with McGinn, showed some good feet, and I think he's got good feet for a centre back. He's showed it and he's moved the ball on quite quickly. So for me, I'm gonna give him. I thought for me he was one of our better players. I'm gonna give him a 7.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go as high as that. I'll go with a 7. But he does look solid. He looks like an old English type centre back, but he can play a bit as well. So yeah, I think he fits in the team nicely.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I give him. Do you know what? I'm just going to give him a 7 on one thing here. What I've noticed about him, the corners that he wins in the air especially the past 3 or 4 games have been something unbelievable. Today, you know, he done nothing wrong and he's good on the floor. But I just noticed that about him recently. He's winning every header that when we have corners to defend. So I'm giving him a 7.
Nice. Xhaka today. I think he's all right. I didn't see a lot of over the top long distribution, but obviously he likes to take it onto that left foot and obviously play down the left hand side. He does it quite well, and I think he played 1 or 2 quite nice passes. So I thought it was all right, to be honest. I'll give him a 7 as well. To be fair. Yeah,
it looks like everyone's getting a 7 today, but yeah, I mean since he had his falling out, he's come since Partey's come. Really, he just looks like a different player, and I think he earns his place in the team. And I'll give him a 7 as well.
Same as that. I've been well impressed with him since Partey's been with him, so I'd give him a 7. You know, we didn't win. He didn't really put a foot wrong. So yeah.
So lovely. Thomas Partey as well. I think I'll get the same 7. Obviously came off injured, unfortunately, but had the right intention of the passing. I think a few wayward ones over the top early on, but still probably out of the midfield is probably like the most creative player in terms of going forward. So I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting to see better things from him. I wonder, have we seen a fully fit Partey yet, do you think? Have we seen one? I don't know. So I'm expecting better things from him. But yeah, 7 again. I do like the look of him.
Yeah. I think right now he probably looks comfortably probably our best football player, you know that. So I'm going to give him a 7. Didn't really put, a couple of wayward passes. Like you say, is he fit?
Pepe, I thought it was all right. He grew into the game a little bit. Not his best game, but I'm going to give him a 6.5. Pepe.
Yeah, I was thinking a 6. I mean, he did all right. He had a few shots, but I'm not sure if he hit the target once or at all. He kept hitting them off target. I think he tries, but I don't know if he's good enough. I'm going to give him a 6.
I'm just going to be brutal here, lads. I'm sorry. I think there's a player there, and I love his skill. But for 70 odd million, and that's not his fault, I need a bit more in product. So I'm giving him 5.
Yeah, I'm going to go on to the middle now. Emma Smith Rowe. I think he started a bit slow, but grew into the game very well. And I think like over time, he's just going to get more and more comfortable in the team. But, you know, tracking back the level of performance from him as well, 7, I think he was good.
Sorry, I got distracted there. Who are we talking about now?
Emma Smith.
Yeah, I don't think he had his best game, but nobody did today. He's had better games. Like I said, I think they all looked a bit tired today, and I think he did too. I'm going to go with a 6.
Yeah, I'm the same as Gary. I'll give him a 6. Didn't really influence the game, but he's a kid, and you can see the class is there. You know, he's a touch player, so like he didn't really do nothing. I'll give him a 6, and I think it's been a bit generous. You know, if he was older, I'd probably given him a 5. Do you see what I mean? That's not being harsh on him, but that's what you get with kids, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously,
Saka.
Yeah. Saka, the main man at the moment. I think he tried. I think I'm going to put him up there with Rob Holding the 7.5 today. He probably could have got an 8, but I'm going to go with 7.5 because he was trying so hard. Probably the end product wasn't all there, but you know, I think he's just always willing runner, always trying for the team. So I'm going to give him 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 7. I do like Saka. He's probably the best player at the moment, but not with it today. But 7.
Yeah. I think it's a hard one. I think he actually looked better today, and I love him as a right winger. I thought he'd done well when he went left back. Funny enough, I'm going to be a bit harsh with him because I love him in his class, and you know him and Partey in the future. 6.5 for me. For me, the forward line just weren't working today.
Yeah, and Lacazette. To be fair, I don't think he got much service. There was some. He's probably the better striker for the link up between the midfield and the attack. But just didn't see enough of him, to be fair, to give him anything more than a 6 today. Maybe, I think I'm going to go with a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was playing a bit too deep for me today. He should have been up. I like to see him up with the last line of defence, and he seemed to be catching up with the play sometimes. So I'm going to give him a 6 as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be harsh again, boys. I'm going to give him a 5. But one reason being, in the first half, we broke, and he could have slipped Pepe in. He's chosen the wrong ball. Yet again, that it's them things that are the difference between winning and losing games. So he's a quality player. That ball was the easier ball to play. I'm giving him a 5.
Fair enough. And I'll probably roll on just the 3 subs together. So Aubameyang, Odegaard, and Willian. Obviously, I'll start with Willian. For me, just not good enough. I'm going to give him a 5. Wasn't good. Odegaard, I thought he did all right. Looked all right in glimpses. I'll give him a 6. And Aubameyang, just no desire. I'm going to give him a 5 as well.
Yeah, well, Willian, I'd love him to be a 5. I think a 4 I can give him. Odegaard, he looks promising. I can give him a 5. And Aubameyang, I can only give him a 5 again today.
Yeah, again, I'm on a different thing there. For me, William, 4.5, being generous. I thought Odegaard looked good. I thought I'd give him 6.5. He played some passes, man. For the time that he did. I've been a bit harsh there with 6.5. Yeah, we lost at the end of the day in the Aubameyang. Love him, my favourite player at the club, but 4.5. I need to see more.
Yeah. Well, thanks, gentlemen. Thanks for your time this afternoon. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday at some point or your weekend. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in to FTB Sports Broadcasting. Remember to like, share, and follow the Twitter, the Facebook, and the YouTube channel. Just remember, when we get to 500 subscribers, we'll be giving away a free shirt. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.